With district certification coming on Wednesday, our office felt like it would be a good time to recap the volleyball playoff structure. Volleyball playoffs and all playoffs are found in Section 141, Playoffs of the TAPS bylaws. To reach the brackets, you can go to www.taps.biz, click on the Brackets tab. It will take you to this landing page, then click on Volleyball to find your specific bracket. Remember that game details are set in the playoff Section 141. The date is that date which is shown on the TAPS calendar. You can play the game earlier, but you cannot play the game later. When it comes to setting a time, be respectful of the travel for the visiting team. If you cannot agree to mutual agreement, then you can decide a coin toss, and the TAPS office will help you with that. Remember to discuss pregame access to both the court and locker rooms and confirm warm-up procedures. Is the host site providing the warm-up balls, or will both schools bring their own balls to participate? Playoff game details, the location for by-district and area round for classes 1 through 5A. The higher seed is home, the only exceptions being when a 4 seed is playing a 5 seed, that's at a neutral site, or when you have two similar seeds. If you're both a 3 seed, then you'll play at a neutral site. The location for all regional games will be neutral site unless by mutual agreement, and the two schools must agree on the site or coin flip. Admission or gate should also be arranged ahead of time by mutual agreement. Determine what the student ticket will be and what the adult ticket will be. If you are playing at one school, admission and gate must be by mutual agreement. If the home school is going to allow their students and adults in free, then they should also allow the visiting team in free. If you're going to set a ticket price, it must be less than the TAPS state ticket, which is $15 per day. As a reminder, no district passes or individual school passes are allowed or approved for the playoffs. However, the TAPS approved pass for 23-24 must be accepted for both the spouse and minor children. TASO, THSBOA, THSCA, and THSADA passes must be accepted for the cardholder only. Playoff game details. Make sure you discuss health and safety, who's providing the water or lack thereof. Are you going to have a trainer or no trainer? Are you going to have security on site? Please make sure you know who the announcer is going to be and set parameters. If no announcer, both schools must agree. If concessions are to be provided, when will they be open and when will they close, and who will keep the money? If it is at the home site, then the home team should keep all concession revenue. Media access for both schools should be discussed to determine live streaming, radio, photographers, and videographers, where they will be allowed and if they will be allowed at the contest. Game administrators are required in all playoff games for both teams, both the visitor and the home team. The game administrator should be on duty as the team's fans arrive, during the contest, and after the contest until the fans and team exit the facility. The home team designee to attend to officials and officials' needs to be available to the officials prior to, during, and after the contest. You also need to make sure that you get the officials back to their cars in the parking lot safe and sound. Game officials, check with the chapters for availability on date and time desired. Have a backup plan in case your date and time are not available. If conflicts arise, please notify the TAPS office. Officials must be mutually agreed upon. Even if one team has a home game, both teams must agree on which chapter shall be used. For playoffs, remember that a referee in R1 and R2, an up and down referee, are required, as well as line judges. School personnel, fans, or team members should not fill this role. Payment for the officials needs to be by the home team or the designated home team if a neutral site. The TAPS approved pay scale is required for by-district, area, and regional rounds, and please make sure prompt payment, as prompt payment is a necessity. Officials that are site-based, that includes your official book, your libero tracker, and your scoreboard operator. Site-based officials are an integral part of the game and provided by the home team or host site. Site-based officials must be adults and not students for all positions. Game finances, make sure to discuss the facility expense, the facility workers, gate and otherwise required, security, the trainer, health and safety otherwise, and officials must all be reviewed and agreed upon by both teams in advance of the contest. Home teams shall bear all expense. Home teams shall retain concession stand earnings. If funds remain after expenses, then the profit is split between the two teams. If it is a neutral site game, the designated home team shall accept the responsibility of all payments. Expenses are split evenly between the two teams if gate does not cover the cost. If funds remained after all expenses, the profit shall again be split between the two teams. Auxiliary groups include cheerleaders, dance teams, student groups under school supervision, bands, and drum lines. What do you need to know? What provisions need to be made? Before teams arrive, let them know where these groups can be, where they can perform, dressing areas, if any that will be provided, and where to go after the contest. The official ball is the Baden Perfection. Remember that only the Baden Perfection may be used in all playoff games, just like you've been playing with all year long. Score reporting, please report as soon as possible after the conclusion of the contest so the TAP staff can update the brackets. Go to www.taps.biz. Click on Athletics. On the top left button is Playoff Score Reporting. Please click on that button. You'll see the Playoff Score Reporting form. Complete that score reporting form and, again, send it as soon as possible to the TAPS office. For warm-up games, you're allowed one game per round. That game must be played before the posted date for the round. If you have a bye-in round, then you get 2 warm-up games for that round. However, both must be played prior to or on the posted date of that round. The Final Four will be determined by TAPS. It will be again in Waco, split between University High School and Robinson High School. The biggest key to success in all playoff matches is communication. Make sure to reach out to your opponent. Make agreements. If you have trouble or need further discussion, please feel free to reach out to the TAPS office. Info, INFO, at taps.biz, 254-947-9268. Again, you can click on www.taps.biz. If you need to see Section 141 of the bylaws, click on the Bylaws tab, wait for it to propagate, and then go down to Section 141. The TAPS Volleyball Playoffs. We look forward to seeing everyone in Waco shortly.